All right, evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick. Welcome back. This song is for my son. It is Rodney Atkins. I'll be watching you. Just like the song that I did for my daughter, I'm going to point out the relevance, importance, and share some insight, wisdom, and some humor. Um, I love you guys, and let's get going.
Hey, little butt. Where'd you learn that song?
You, Daddy.
Oh, you ready to go?
Really quick, like I discussed in the video regarding my daughter, um, your kids learn by watching and observing everything you do just as much as what you teach them or tell them.
Driving through town, just my boy and me, with a happy meal in his booster seat, knowing that he couldn't have the toy till his nuggets were gone. A green traffic light turned straight to red. I hit my brakes and mumbled under my breath. His fries went a-flying and his orange drink covered his lap.
As a parent, we all know that when we're driving, we have definitely got to be paying attention, but there are times where shit happens and it's just, there's nothing you can do about it. You just hit the brakes and pray. But you know, my son and I spent the first 10 years of my son's life with him, and it was awesome. Little antidote for you. We were standing out front of Walmart one day and I was finishing my cigarette, and a cop came up in uniform, and my son very proudly looked at the cop and he said, "My dad says he's only kidding when he tells me to play in traffic."
Oh, in my 4-year-old said a 4-letter word. It started with S, and I was concerned. So I said, son, now where'd you learn to talk like that? He said, I've been watching you, Dad, ain't that cool? I'm in Buckaroo, I wanna be like you, and eat all my food, and grow as tall as you are. We got cowboy boots and camel pants.
When my son was about a year old and I was still in the military, one of his favorite things to do was to roll up the sleeves on my my military uniform and my combat boots, and he would just all around the house. Thought it was the greatest thing. It was freaking hilarious to watch. We got a picture of him in my combat boots and my uniform, and he's got this tuft of blonde hair that's just like poof, like baby Einstein. He's adorable.
Yeah, we're just alike, ain't we, Dad? I wanna do everything you do. So
I've been watching.
got back home and I went to the barn. I bowed my head and I prayed real hard.
Trust me, when you have kids, you learn to pray a lot. Strength, forgiveness, patience, the gamut. But it's awesome. The payoff is so worth it. When we got out of the military and my son and I were in Yuma, we had a little condo that it was on the south end of Yuma. We would get on our bikes and ride the 13 miles one way to the Colorado River. And never once did he complain. If anything, he terrified the shit out of me, because there was this huge hill that we did that was about halfway down, and this kid would just tuck onto the handlebars and go. And one day we were going down this hill. Here comes a UPS truck down the road that leads to this hill. And I am watching as my son is flying down this hill, praying that the U-Haul driver sees my son. He had all his PPE, but still, a truck is a truck and a kid is a kid. So I literally felt powerless. I don't think he even saw the UPS truck. He was just like, pfft. And he made it through the little, the stop sign, the intersection. UPS truck driver stopped. All went well. Everything worked out. But those moments of powerlessness as a parent are terrifying.
So Lord, please help me help my stupid self. The next shot of bedtime later that night, turning on my son's Scooby-Doo nightlight. He crawled out of bed and he got down on his knees. He closed his little eyes, folded his little hands.
Like I said, kids watch what you do. They watch what you do and they emulate it. They imitate it, they emulate it, and even if it's not the right thing for your kid to do, it's what they saw you doing, and that's what they take home with them at the end of the day. So, if you got kids, we make mistakes, we fuck up, I get it. Parents do this, especially those of us in recovery that have been there, done that, run the gamut on the shit stirring that we've made in life. And we just got to remember that it gets better. The further into recovery you get and the closer you get to the people that you've left behind, the better it gets. Just want to say really quick too, Rodney Atkins has an amazing voice, and his country playing is not the cookie cutter variant, and I like music that tells a story. Much like with Zach Brown, Rodney Atkins is telling the story of his son, and this is a particular time period in his son's life, but it is a story about his son growing up, wanting to be like his dad, and emulating his dad and his dad's example.
Spoke to God like he was talking to a friend, and I said, son, now where'd you learn to pray like that? He said, I've been watching you, Dad, ain't that cool? Now you're buckaroo, I wanna be like you and eat all my food and grow as tall as you are. We like mixing things and holding mama's hand, yeah, we're just alike, hey, ain't we, Dad? I wanna do everything you do, so I've been watching you.
When my son was 6, I had fallen ill. I had the flu. I was very dehydrated, and I was in and out of consciousness, really. And I heard banging coming from the kitchen, but I just couldn't muster the strength to get up and go out to the kitchen to see what he was doing, because my son and I were the only ones there. And about 15 minutes later, my son comes into the room with a bowl of ramen that he had made for me. And he said, Dad, you always told me when I was sick to eat my soup. So I made you some so you can eat it and feel better.
With tears in my eyes, I'm wrapped him in a hooks in my little bag as he growing up. And he said, look, when I'm big, I'll still know what to do. 'Cause I've been watching you, Dad, ain't that cool? I'm your buckaroo, I wanna be like you and eat all my food and grow as tall as you are.
It's amazing. It's amazing to be a parent. To be there for your kids, to watch them grow, to watch them want to be like you. These are the songs, these last 4 songs that I've made, including this one, are the ones that are the hardest for me because they're the most impactful, because they are my family. My mom, my dad, my daughter, and my son. And that is the world that I have. And I wouldn't change it for anything. Rodney Atkins, Watching You. Great song. Great message. Liam, if you're watching this, and I hope you do, just know I love you. I'm glad you were here for Sadie's wedding. I'm glad I got to see you again. The fact that you are 6 feet tall and 17 is fucking insane. But I love you. And I had a lot of fun doing the filter thing with you. Alright, buddy. You guys take care.